What's going on?
This is really bad. I heard it's the Kremnoan.
This is all you can do, huh?
Snowy! Even Snowy!
The culprit is Mightimos.
Dee! What did you do to everybody?
It's just another duel where
Duel? As I expected. On the surface, these two are the mightiest warriors in the Holy City. But they're still... Speak up, Mighty. Tell us exactly what kind of foolishness you and Finan indulged in.
Am I seeing things? Is the magnificent deliverer finally deigning to step outside? What kind of response is that?
Nothing. I was just imitating your usual response. I don't feel anything special from you. Have you passed the demigod trial?
The ritual hasn't reopened yet. In case you forgot, it hasn't been that long.
I didn't forget.
Then, you're welcome.
In twilight's last gleam, Makima stands bold. Dreaming of her fruitful gardens, pilgrims arrive from distant lands. Yet little do they know that they will step into flames, fuel to the fire.
What are you playing at this time?
I just felt like reciting a few lines of poetry. Surely the Crown Prince of Kremnos knows how to appreciate poetry, right?
Kremnoans steer clear of such weak literature. But
these lines express the poet's yearning for their home, just as Akama is distant from many people's home.
I know how to interpret poetry, Haikis.
There's no point in pretending to be profound, my friend. Thank you for helping me out when I was in a tight spot, but it seems to me...
Don't compare your situation with mine. My people are still relying on me. I can't ascend to godhood on my own without...
So, are you suggesting that you, the mighty Mightimos, and the heir to the throne...
I'm still thinking about what I should do.
Never mind. It's probably not mine. An idea does strike me, though.
Go ahead. Let's see what terrible ideas you've got.
Maybe we both need to relieve some stress. Come this time, we'll see who can stay in the super hot bath for long. What? Are you chickening out?
The phrase chickening out does not exist in the Kremnoan language. I just find this situation absurd. That's all. Looks like I'll have to teach you some royal etiquette today.
And thus, an unprecedented song with unparalleled resolve. The two warriors' determination even alters the very hue of the steam. Flames intertwine with Since we can't see what's happening in the competition, why don't I regale you with a tale of kings to pass the time? Do you recall the legend of the Gorgo lion mentioned by a certain veteran? The central figure, the main. Long before the dawn of Erechrysia, the two beasts started their timeless battle on the plains of Tritos. The lion regarded for tens of thousands of years without respite. The two creatures thus continued their relentless... It fixated on its rival's fleeing form. It set its sights on the other's neck, nearly within reach. It was stuck in a corner. It had nowhere to escape. On the land of Amphorius, gods meet their end at dusk, and at last, the most scorching moment of the day descended upon them. The formidable...
My lords, would you like me to reduce the temperature a little?
What? You're chickening out already?
Get lost.
Are you asking me to get lost, or...
Do whatever.
Oh, please forgive my presumptuousness, my lords.
What a spectacle of folly.
This is what you get for daring to challenge a Kremnoan without understanding your own place.
What I'm saying is, your little game dragged down quite a few innocent souls alongside you.
You will personally escort back home the customers left awestruck by our formidable presence.
This isn't fair. You're wearing way less than...
Is this the latest trend now? Getting into the baths while dressed in full armor?
Don't look at me like that. It was he who challenged me. There is no word for flee.
Very well. Let us bring this farce to a close, shall we? Alas, the flame chase journey is destined to be a lengthy one, replete with obstacles.
But thanks to those two, all the gloom has vanished into thin air. Oh, we just had quite the commotion. It's not every day we find the Marmoreal Palace this serene. Shall we continue with our previous plans? Hyacinth.
Such an empty bath is indeed a rare sight. I was looking forward to unwinding after work. I'd be delighted to accept your invitation, Lady Tree.
How about we go to the biggest bath?
Let me check. The water...
So, how is the feeling of having the entire
It's so good.
But, Lady Treeby, aren't you going to soak in the bath with us?
We will have to pass. After all, we've become...
Please understand that she can no longer endure the heat of this pool due to the blessings of...
Oh,
Are you curious about us, Hyacinth?
I am, but something tells me that it might be better to...
Don't get all nervous. It's not something we can't discuss. The truth is, a long, long time ago, then, because of reasons, we inherited Yanis's divinity and gained the power of passage. And in return, the price we had to pay was the splitting of our soul.
Each opening of the Century Gate intensifies the strain on Treeby and the others. They are gradually...
We don't know what awaits us at the end either, but anyway, that's...
In that case, when you opened that giant sentry gate above Akuma during the battle against Nikador...
Well, there's no way around it. We all know that the flame chase journey won't be a smooth ride.
Maybe we can find a way to fix it. The primary research focus of moose forests is the soul. We explore its depletion and methods to restore dispersed soul. We will do everything we can.
So your first reaction is in fact denial. You're indeed an Access student. I look forward to your good news, Hyacinth.
Now there's another reason to look forward to tomorrow.
Lady Treeby!
Something's off. Wait, no. It's not Trian this time. It's Trinan. Trinan is in danger.
I win this round of escorting the bathers home.
How does one contender alone make a valid competition?
Offering a compliment or two wouldn't be the end of you, you know. What is that word?
It means hyena. I'm likening you to a weak hyena. But
Though we've been acquainted for some time, I have rarely heard you talk in the ancient tongue of Kremnos.
it's because I'm not exactly a master at it either. I can listen and read just fine, but when it comes to...
You can write?
You speak as if you don't have a brain.
That was in jest. I understand. After all, you spent all your childhood wandering.
Worry about yourself first, deliverer. You also never mention your...
Well, it's because there isn't much to say. Ides Elysiae is simply a tiny village that disappeared many years ago in the flames of war. The only times I get to see it are in my dreams, and in the trial from the Lance of Fury.
I knew it.
Yes, I saw it all. Ides Elysiae ablaze with everyone. A blood-red half-sun hung in the sky, just like on that day. Killed Cyrene. But I saw its form this time. A black cloak, an eerie mask, and a broken giant sword. I fought it in the trial. But even though I've been fighting, improving, and resolute...
You were blinded by hatred and almost lost yourself in that trial.
That's right. And that's why I am truly thankful to you, Mighty.
You finally picked up some manners. Better late than never.
Then what about you, Mighty? What did you...
There is no word for fear in the Kremnoan language.
I'm getting the feeling that your language has no words at all.
But to answer your question, I saw Akuma in the trial. As well as... my old Hephaestion, Perdiccas, Ionius, Ptolemy, and we faced life and death together during our days in exile. Those 10 years were arduous, yet filled with moments worth treasuring. Each night, the wind in the wilds of Amphorius smelled like rust. Hephaestion would always tease me about adding goat milk to the honey brew. Perdiccas was an expert in concocting medicines, delving into all those strange folk remedies. Ptolemy was a real bookworm, always spouting off in chapters and verses. When we left Kremnos, he made off with a stack of ancient tomes from the Grand Library. Not like it mattered, as my family owns the library.
This is the first time I've heard you mention these 5. And their names.
They died on the battlefield before the Kremnoan detachment managed to join Ak. Perdiccas was the first to go.
Midamos, do not mourn.
Leonius died in the 5th winter.
Idonia. Is that the...
Yes. Those zealots were as fearless as Kremnoans in the face of death. They cornered us in a bottomless swamp. Leonius covered for our retreat. They cut his legs off.
This is perfect. Mighty Most, I can finally deliver the news.
20 dusks later, we finally breached the walls of Idonia and entertained the usurper's plea for peace. However, Ptolemy and his cavalry met their end before they could even relish our triumph. Those obelisks that collapsed after being set on fire became the...
Mighty Most,
Please, tell my family. It was not...
Then, it was Pacesta. You lured the enemies into the city of Aeneonis with his melodies, buying us invaluable time. Our enemies, consumed by indignation when they discovered the trick, set the entire city and my soldiers on fire. His final words were recorded on a small clay tablet.
Mighty Mouse, don the crown.
And at last, my most trusted friend, Hephaestion. He was supposed to stand by my side through it all. He hid his condition from me. By the time I returned victorious, he had but a breath left in him.
A Kremnoan, dying on a sickbed. I would be a laughingstock to everyone.
Hephaestion, my dear friend. Spare your strength. I'll go get a physician.
No need. Even if Perdiccas were here, he...
No! None can take you away.
Mighty Mouse. Farewell, my dear friend.
What a grave trial indeed. Now I understand why you see immortality as a defect, or even a curse.
My father threw me into the sea of souls to break the wheel of karma. But little did he realize, with Grant following his demise, I considered leading my people back to our homeland. Kremnos had already turned it into a wasteland. Only darkness and insanity thrived there. Against the dissent of many, Crateros included, I made the Kremnoan detachment stay in Akama. But I know that their glory will never be doused out. The instant of strife shall inevitably arrive.
If you take over Nikodor, then you must begin the journey back to your homeland. So, you hesitate because you think leaving your people in the Holy City is a bad...
I don't know. But I have never been crowned. And those 5 were never endowed with any titles.
Your predicament is truly I don't know how I can give you any useful advice. Maybe you could seek counsel from more people, such as the Grand... and that teacher of yours, Crateros?
Dee, we've got a big problem! Big problem!
Lady Triby, what's making you so flustered?
Hurry up and go save Trinan! She got abducted by Crateros!
Crateros! What's going on?
Mighty Mos. It seems I was the one who exposed my vulnerabilities first.
Aglaya, I demand an explanation.
This man abducted Trinan by force and forced her to bring him to the vortex of Genesis. He then brazenly stepped into the trial of the Lance of Fury, and naturally failed.
Is she telling the truth? Why did you do that?
Because I don't want to wait anymore. Your hesitation made me desperate. If you want to run away from your destiny to become king, then keep running. Someone will eventually stand up and fill in the gap left by strife.
Age has blinded you, teacher. Can't you see that I'm hesitating because of this very recklessness seared into your blood?
Crateros, do you truly believe you're worthy of entering the trial? To blaspheme against the prophecy? Does the mission we Chrysos heirs bear seem like child's play to you?
Do you know how the Kremnoans see you, Aglaya? You're a hypocrite and a megalomaniac. The prophecy of Genesis and the flame-chased journey are just excuses for you to see.
Silence, Crateros.
Are you defending this woman, Mighty Mos? How many wars did people start because of her? and her so-called prophecy. How many cities fell in the past millennium? Their people, even if this so-called Genesis really exists, will there be a place for the Kremnoans in that new world?
Are you done talking? By agreement between the Chrysos heirs and the Council of Elders, those who trespass upon the vortex of Genesis need not Krateros. Your actions are unforgivable.
Aggie, wait! We have a proposal! Someone has to resolve this Lord Krateros did not use violence to harm us. We can sense that his anxiety step. Please, Aglaya, hear us out first.
I'm listening.
I'm sorry, Lord Krateros. We were so preoccupied with deciphering the fragments of prophecy that we neglected those we wish to earn your trust and those of the Kremnoans. I think the best way to do that is to take you to witness the source of the prophet.
How are you going to show me something that has no form?
You've heard about that Outlander, right? He has somehow made a connection with Orynyx and can completely replicate scene. We will ask for his aid. Tomorrow, at the Abyss of Fate in the Temple of Yanisopolis, we will show you everything from that distant
A fair proposal. I accept.
Until then, you will be stripped of your freedom. That is my...
It is not the first time I've been made someone else's prisoner.
Teacher.
What? Forgive me, young master. Ever since your father died, our people and I have been waiting for a day to revive Kremnos.
This obsession for returning home has become a sickness for our people. Why is it?
You have a clear head, which is why you're also incomparably alone. A smart if you're truly capable of leading our people beyond this blood-stained fate, just as you did back then.
A fierce fighter. I did not expect such heroism from a... Fulfill your duty as the victor, warrior. And tell me your name.
As if you have any honor! Listen closely. I am the leader of the Kremno. I'm here to finish you, father.
It is you, the beast spurned by all. So you did defy death.
Defy? You're wrong. Death fears me. As for you, you already stand at death's door, father. You were the one who threw me into the sea of Hyrule. You're a weak king. So weak that even the lowliest hyena is a more... Now, fate's reckoning is...
Then swing your blade. Take my crown. Coronate yourself with an old king.
No. I don't want the crown. Listen. There's only one. All I want is your life. To avenge...
But the walls of Kremnos will not fall with me. Do you truly think you can escape? You and I, we're both the same. Now, the son of Gorgo is destined to be crowned.
Krateros. He said the Grand Craftsman Cartonus might have some suggestions. Grand Craftsman, how have you been?
King of Kremnos it is. That you would come, I knew.
You knew I was coming?
Your matters, I've heard. The path forward you seek. Many questions, but before that...
What's this?
A signet ring. For the king of Kremnos belonged to your mother.
What? Mother threw it into the Sea of Souls.
A long time to fish out it took. Very...
I can hardly imagine how much patience and courage it must have taken to find such a small signet ring in the Sea of Souls.
Gratitude there is no need for. Repayment questions you bring with you. Ask.
Fate I've always denied. So by all rights, I should accept Strife's authority. It would make everyone happy.
Yet hesitate still you do.
Because of my people. Be they men, women, the elderly, or children. Oh, children of Strife would then be able to go home and embrace the old traditions. Never mind that most of them have only ever been heard in these so-called traditions and song.
This is not a good thing, you believe.
The Kremnoans have been trapped in a cycle of bloodshed for the past 1,000 years. They seek vengeance, start wars, become I accept that fate, and become the totem of strife. That lead my people.
A different kind of Kremnoan, you truly are.
Mama, I had a dream.
Oh, now what did you dream about, my darling Trebios?
I had a dream that I turned into many me's. Then we made...
Well, that sounds like a lovely dream.
Yeah! The ocean and the sky were really, really dark. But there were so many of me that I wasn't scared at all. The ocean wind blew us onto an island where the wind tasted like flowers. There were bleating sheep and chirping birds and...
Giannis's holy maidens can receive guidance from the god of passages. Perhaps what you saw in your What's wrong, Trebios? You look unhappy.
Because on that same island, I saw a dark mountain on the other side of the ocean. The mountain looked alive, and it kept getting closer to the island. Then I realized it wasn't a mountain. Then there was a bang and
A dark wave.
Mama, does something that scary...
Yes. Unfortunately, it does exist in Amphorius. We call it the Black Tide, though it has nothing to do with water. It has no shape or form, but it can swallow up animals, humans, and even titans.
Oh, the Black Tide is a baddie. I don't want everyone to turn into its food. Can't we chase it away?
Of course, my dear. You only need to behave well and listen to what the adults tell you. Study all the knowledge and etiquette you need, then grow up. The divine Giannis will then give you guidance and help you light the way for the people.
Wow, I'm gonna eat a lot and study a lot and become a holy maiden. But Mama, you said the Black Tide can swallow up titans too. What do we do
If that happens, then the Holy Maiden will have to be the one to guide people on the right path. After all, we are the human avatars of the God of Passage.
Yeah!
But one person alone is not enough. Once you're older, you'll make a lot of friends.
Friends? Are they also like me and Mama with pretty red hair?
They might not, but they'll certainly be just as smart and kind as you.
Mama? Am I dreaming?
Don't be silly, dear.
What?
Now be a good girl and call your friends over too. Let's play hide and seek, just like we used to, okay? My Trevios is the smartest girl. I'm sure they were...
The voice sounds so far away. I don't remember.
Your friends, who will chase the black tide away alongside...
Is this from my childhood? Am I... Use the spin.
There will be an amazing captain on that big ship. She's cheerful, optimistic, bold.
Wow, that's amazing!
Of course you can. But you'll find someone else who's better for the... I think that person lives in a beautiful temple. There's a noble girl there who's very smart, but also...
Just like Mama?
Perhaps. But before we find the captain, the ship also needs someone who can navigate it. Who could that be?
Let me think. I know! She's Trevi! I named this doll after myself? I don't remember it all. Is this a dream? Chest, you can't lock me away! Huh? Why is this... It's holding a sword.
Many years later, many brave warriors will board this ship.
Ooh, I can learn how to fight too and
Silly girl. You're Yanisopoulos' holy maiden.
Alright, then
I believe one warrior hails from a lovely village where bulrushes flourish, while another...
In that case, let's treat this way. They'll always stay on. How could I have known the name Trianne back then? Was it just a coincidence? Learning can...
When navigating at sea, you need to know both astronomy...
Isn't Yanis's knowledge enough?
Oh, sweetie. The ocean isn't like the land. It's easy to get lost. That's why it's important to learn to recognize them.
Alright! Even though my brain is already super duper smart, I'll still try.
Circe also favors children who try their best. They will send a wise scholar, as everyone...
I want to be a teacher too! Oh, wait. I'm super duper smart.
Why not? But if you're going to be a teacher, you might...
Then Trinan can do it! She's well behaved and would make a great teacher. Mama and the others always said that I had a great... But now, I can't even tell if this is a memory.
Come, let's line them up.